Welcome, Tiny Hands, Big Dreams, here in the Oriente in southern Ecuador. We're going to talk about what we eat in a week, what it costs. So we just went shopping. There's a big market in Yantzaza on Sunday. Excellent, highly recommended. If you're anywhere in the Oriente, Yantzaza is your hub. There's the huge, big open market. We love it.
It's the only place we really shop.
Yeah,
Once a week.
We provision. So we're going to go through what we bought. Now, this is a weird week. You have to take that into account. This is more than a week's worth. Some of this stuff is like we'll buy a certain thing in bulk when it's available and it'll last us a month.
Yeah, so it's a little different than I used to just go shopping once a week, go to all the stores, know exactly what was at the stores, and that was it.
Yeah, or if you shop every other day for like dinner for today and tomorrow.
But it's not like that because the market, you're not always going to find everything every week.
Mostly you do, but like certain things are in season, and then there's a ton and they're cheap and they're great, and other times they're small and expensive and they're imported, and you're like, eh.
So this week we got lucky. It just means a lot more work.
We'll talk about the projects that she has to do all week. It's an entire week's worth of work to process some of the... We'll get into it. All right.
Where are we starting?
We're starting with the stuff on top.
Okay.
So, green onions, otherwise known as cebolling, 25 cents a bundle, 2 bundles, 50 cents. Culantro, or cilantro, 1 bundle, 25 cents.
Okay.
And they do it here, 1, they let it go to flower, super common, which we don't like, and 2, they just pull it out by the roots and they give you the whole plant. Like, we could replant the dumb thing if we wanted. Just the way they do it. I think it travels better.
Sometimes they tie the bags very tightly.
It's a thing. Everything you get, they put it in a bag and they will tie every bag and hand it to you. And you're like, I didn't want it tied.
And sometimes you can't untie the things. All right, we have 3 of very, very spicy peppers. They will say, "Oh, picante." No, they're very spicy. Scary, spicy.
This is part of sweet chili sauce.
Yeah.
Of which...
Oh, and these were how much? These were 10 cents each?
10 cents each for the crazy hot peppers. These are red bell peppers, sweets. These were 5 for $1 this week. Not a great deal this week, but there wasn't a ton. Limes. So, limes range anywhere from 10 for the $1 to 40 for the $1.
It is a season dependent thing.
And there's multiple seasons depending on where you are. This bag was 25 for the $1 with the little limes.
Need some limes. Many green beans. We like green beans.
Green beans, otherwise known as vainita. It's important. I say the Spanish names because if you decide to move here or just come to visit and you go to shop for stuff, you can awkwardly point like the gringo you are.
We still do that sometimes when we forget.
You can point and say the name and seem better. Vainita. So we got 2 3.5 pounds, $1 a pound for the nice fresh green beans.
Yep. These were the child's choice of the week.
Yep. His fruit treat for the week, mandarins. I think these are seedless. I think they're from Chile. 7 for the $1, which is expensive for citrus here.
But it makes him happy.
It's a specialty thing.
He gets to have one day. He's very happy.
That's how he learns math. Tomatoes.
Is
3 pounds?
2.5.
2.5 pounds, $1.
Again, not a fantastic deal.
Tomatoes here are not a bright point.
No.
Tomatoes are the pretty much the worst commodity, flavorless, hard tomatoes you can imagine, and then picked unripe as well. It's very difficult to find anything else. We found some cherry tomatoes. They were not good.
We've gotten lucky a couple times, but
a couple of times we've gotten some sort of hybrid, something that somebody planted brought.
Squash. Again, I will never remember the name of the squash.
Sapollo?
I'm never going to remember it.
Sapollo. Squash. Looks like a gianty green pumpkin.
It's huge usually, like just giant.
Very tasty. Makes an incredibly good soup.
In this case, it's for dog food.
In this case, it's part of the dog food. If you have a dog and you want it to be super healthy and you want to just start learning to make your own dog food, we have a video on that. It's actually really good. The dog is really healthy.
The dog thinks it's good too.
The dog jumps for joy to get his bowl.
Okay, I have to go run these up to the house.
All right. When she comes back, we'll start again. For the intermission, I will dance. It's okay. I edit the videos. I'm going to cut this out.
Talk about seeds and the random lady.
So we have. There's some people that we just like at the market. They're nice to us. We buy stuff from them. They're just friendly. We like them, so we spend more money there. And the place where we buy the green beans, and we can't find green bean seeds anywhere. We can find beans
that are like a thing here that I had never really seen before are bags of what I would call fresh beans, not green beans, but like if you let the bean, like for a kidney bean, but before it is dry.
Yeah, fresh.
Which are delicious.
They shell them, and there's many colors and styles, and they make incredible soups. They're really creamy and delicious.
They also don't have the intestinal distress qualities of sun-dried beans.
Yeah. But as far as seeds for just green beans,
it's really hard to find.
We couldn't find them, so we just finally like, I'm just gonna ask the lady that brings them from Saraguro, like, can you get them for us? And you back and forth, and she called somebody this and that. Finally, after like 3 weeks, she's just like, here's a bag.
I'm so excited.
She didn't charge us for us. There's I don't know, half a pound or something. No, she just gave it to us.
They're really lovely people.
So we had a small little thing that we make here that's a specialty. So we gave her, like, we came back, we're like, here's just a little gift, and she was all excited about that. We do that kind of stuff all the time. It's amazing how well people react. You just opening up and being nice, not trying to like try to get every last nickel and dime out of somebody and then going away. Just being an open, friendly person.
And then we're walking through the front sort of gate to the market, and there's a lady. There's always, there's the specific stall areas, and then there's just people with whatever they have. You
can just walk in with something. You can be carrying it. You can just set a bucket of something down. Some dude does it with fish every week. Bucket of fish. And then they're just like, you can just stand there and sell it. It's a free market.
This lady had seeds, had cilantro and parsley seeds, which we want. And they're just hers. So they're not a commodity. They're not anything like that. So we bought, I don't know, we bought like three or four. And then she just threw in, we bought the cilantro, then she just threw in the parsley just because, which is just another one of those like kindnesses. Yeah,
there's actually one of those tidbits. We're actually going to do a whole video on little tidbits of knowledge that we've gleaned. They're just things were curiosities to us. One is, so if you're negotiating a price for something, someone says, oh, this is, 3 pounds for the $1 for potatoes, and you're talking about it, and they'll say, oh, it's 3 pounds. Well, the other vendors hear that.
Everybody's listening. Everybody's in very close quarters.
If you're like, oh, I want 3.5 pounds for the $1, she'll say no. She'll say almost always no.
Yeah.
But if you look at it and you go, well, kind of thing, and you're like, 3.5, and you say it really quiet so that nobody else hears, they'll come over and they'll be like, okay, and they'll sell it to you for that, and you'll get a little better deal. Everything's negotiable.
The garlic that we got today, we were like hemming and hawing, like it's a little more than we want to spend. And then she comes over and she's quiet and she offers just a little less.
Yeah, because we're gonna get several pounds of it, and
they know that, they know us.
So, but if you say it loud, the answer is no. If you say it quiet, be like, just you, but I don't want everybody else, because then the person behind you will go, you're selling it for this much, and now they're gonna sell their whole batch. One after another at that cheaper price.
Which is an interesting thing we finally realized, and it's very true.
It's very true.
Yeah. All right, what's next?
Yeah, I just finger gunned you.
They don't fit in the bag.
All right.
Oh no, they really don't fit in the bag. Aguacate. They go through seasons. We had a season of. Are you done?
I love avocados.
I know, we all love avocados. We would eat far more than this. We're
Avocado.
on a bit of a low season for avocados.
It's a low. They're sort of pricey right now.
They were at one point just like everywhere, and we got ridiculous
big boxes. These are just smaller than normal, and there's only one vendor left that has them for $3 for $1. So there's $4.
Yep. But they're real nice, and their avocados are good.
They are good.
And that's something we try to support people who are.
We know certain people have better carrots than other people. Certain people have better garlic.
People who are just unpleasant. It's honestly, like, anywhere you go, there are going to be people who are more or less nice.
It's true.
It's just factual.
People are pleasant, happy things that, like, they're okay. We will interact more with the pleasant people, and then they're pleasant with us. We're pleasant back with them. Broccoli.
It's
a big, pretty broccoli. It was $1.
perhaps a tiny bit pricey.
Sometimes they're 75 cents. Sometimes they're 50 cents.
I have a bunch of bags. I don't know what's in them.
A lot of it, they do a judgment call, and they're like the cabbage. Was it a littler cabbage or a mediumer cabbage?
Mediumer?
Yeah, I said that. This one was a good size one and firm as a bowling ball.
Yep. Which means it doesn't just have air in it, it's all squishy.
Oh, yeah.
Is that something that I think I figured out that if it has rained a lot, they tend to be
They grow too much. Oh.
Yeah. It might not be that.
This is like 5 pounds of cabbage. $1?
Yeah.
$1.
I don't have room for him. I don't know what's in here. Oh, this was the onions. 4 pounds of onions?
You're showing a lot of leg there. Okay. Stay on target. Onions. We got 3 pounds?
4 pounds. I just said that. You weren't paying attention. Paying attention to my leg.
Was it 4 for the bigger ones?
It was 4. No. No, I'm sorry. It was $4. No.
$3. $3 for 3 pounds for the $1, but they were the big ones. Onions are very much. If you get small onions, then you get a little more. You'll get 4 pounds for the $1. It all varies on season. These are slightly larger.
And yes, they're red onions. Almost exclusively here are red onions. We've
seen some yellows,
but almost exclusively, like everywhere has the red onions. I don't know why.
So $3.
I really love them though.
9 pounds of onions. That's
That's a lot.
I think that's a.
Okay. What? A lot of onions?
Are you up to an armload yet?
Kinda.
Okay.
I don't know what's in here. That's the Thai clove.
Potato?
Feels like a potato.
Peekaboo.
It's a potato. No, it's a potato. Oh, it's a little red potato. Oh, God. Potato. Dirty potato.
Little red dirty potato. These are there's some that are kind of flat. We like them more.
These are the closest I could find today.
Yeah.
What were they? 3 pounds for $1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's.
I try not to get anything more expensive than 3 pounds for $1.
Yeah. So
Sometimes
that was.
it'll be 2.5.
$2.
$2.
$2 of potatoes.
Yeah, let's just stick them back in here for right now.
Remember the Tide bag thing?
Criollo.
So there's a local they call criollo garlic.
Criollo basically just means heritage, local,
wild-ish.
Yeah.
It is more mild in flavor, less sharp than the commercial white garlic. It's really delicious.
It's our very, very favorite. And it definitely comes and goes. Sometimes it gets either really expensive or just disappears altogether.
When you see it and it's good and the price goes down a little bit, it's good to lay in a supply and get it into the freezer. So we are looking at 3 pounds, 4 pounds. 4 pounds of garlic, ajo, which was $2.
She went down to $2.25.
$2.25.
Yeah.
Okay.
A pound.
No, it's 4.5 pounds. Because she took too much, and then she's like, "You wanted how much?" I'm like, So we rounded.
No, you're right. We asked for 4, but we got 4.5. That's fine.
4.5, which came out to $10.15.
Okay. And it was the $2.25 a pound.
Yeah.
All right. Now we have. Do you want me to take this up?
Yeah. Let's do a round. You want help?
No.
Okay. Eggs, huevos. When you get them in a big flat, it's a cubeta. A cubeta is 30. They are $3.70.
Is that what you paid for them?
Yeah. $3.50, $3.75. I think I showed her a tip on her computer and it dropped from $3.75 to $3.70. Which means she likes me now. She's also occasionally give us little plants and a cactus as like a start, just as a.
Yeah, the kid has a little cactus now. It's really cute.
Like I said, you be friendly to people and then.
You become a regular and yeah.
So 7.
Math?
370 turns into 740.
That seems right.
Okay. 740. 2 flats of eggs. 60. We eat a lot of eggs. Protein.
Honestly, we eat more than that.
We also have chickens and ducks.
Not enough.
Well,
Okay.
New batch.
I don't really want to open it.
We have turned this tote into an impromptu cooler. We took some of our packing foam from when we moved, the big like sheets of foam that you use for packing, and we've lined the cooler, and we bought meat.
And we put ice in there too.
So we got a couple of weeks worth of beef. Beef is parts of the cow come in and basically large primals. You can point at whatever you want, or if you don't go first thing when it's delivered, then it ends up in the case, whatever's left.
No, this is not at the Sunday market.
No,
We should say that.
No. There is meat there. We don't ever buy it there.
We like it a little less touched. And basically, the least it has ever been touched, the better.
We go early. It comes off the truck. They set down like a whole leg of cow, and we're like, that piece, that piece, that piece, that piece.
And our local butcher knows us, and
he's good, and he'll separate it on the separation line. So $2.75 a pound. Any part of the cow that you want. Bone is cheaper, fat is cheaper, but if you want just actual meat, $2.75 a pound, flat rate.
Yep. And then we get a heart.
And then we get the corazon, the heart, which goes into the dog food because it is $1 a pound, and it's super nutrient dense for the dog food.
Yep. So that's in there.
So that's that's in a bag. We freeze ourselves containers of ice, and we package it all in there with ice, so it survives the day just nice.
Yep. Do you want to pull things out, or do you want to bring the camera around?
Let me bring the camera around.
Okay. I'm going to Vanna White everything then, since I don't have the microphone.
Nice. All right. So every so often, there's a local place in Yantzaza that has pink salt. It's a little more than regular salt. We really like it a lot more. We're skeeved out by sea salt and the contaminants it may have. The $3.75 for 2.2 pounds.
Good deal.
Yeah. It's cheaper than Amazon. So we got 3 of those. Sugar. Now,
this is a lot of sugar.
there is projects this week. So there is a 5 kilo and a 2 kilo bag of sugar. There's sweet chili sauce has to be made this week. There is maracuya syrup has to be made this week, which is primarily one of the things we drink. Chocolate, which is a local chocolate paste.
It is unsweetened, just chocolate. True, real chocolate.
Yep, local. It's really good. It makes it broken up in tiny little pieces. It makes a delicious, like a dessert bread. Cake. That's
Platinum cake.
Platinum cake. Thanks.
Okay.
There's burritos.
Here, let me.
All right. Now, do we do other things?
No, just food. And
All right. You may have to back up. We don't always know about him. You know they're attracted to poop. Chad has butterfly in his nose. Right? Burritos. You could almost let go of that. It'll break the van. We have 2 small ones and a big one. 75 cents, $1.50 for the big one. Total $3, which, when you consider that we have like 300+ burritos, they're a snack for everybody, for us, for the ducks, the goats, the pigs, the chicken. Everybody loves the burritos, goats. They're just delightful. $3. Oh yeah. Maracuya, passion fruit. So this is primarily our normal drink while we're working. It's hot, it's things, we're doing stuff. You take the insides, you process them, you cook them down, you add some sugar, it makes a delightful syrup. We got this bag, which is 93 of the things, for $13. And this will last us a month?
32?
Yeah, a good long time. So this cost divides over a long time. We also use the syrup with our soda stream. We make our own soda water, which basically means we have like fruit soda, but all natural.
Show your Cokes.
Oh yeah.
Isn't it?
And I have gotten crap for having the unhealthy things. This is like my one vice. We don't really buy much else that's processed. These are 30 cents each, and I'll go through 4 to 6 of these in a week. They're, I don't know, tiny. 12 ounces. 300 milliliter. Yeah, that's what that is. 30 cents times 6, so $1.80 for my...
They're also actual sugar.
They're actual sugar. They come in glass. Do a little ting ting. They don't have the high fructose corn syrup. It is the older recipe. So that ends the show and tell of what we bought. Now, what they turn into is the next segment, and that's where the beauty happens. That is in the creation. So we'll get to that. Pull out the carrot. We forgot carrots. Zanahoria. We've got
4 pounds.
4 pounds. 4 pounds for $1. That is $1 of carrots, which is, oh, hey, that one's gonna walk away. There we go.
First thing on Sunday afternoon when we get home from the market is I put together my meal plan. That's breakfast, lunch, dinner. That's also any food, cooking projects that I have for the week. And I write that all down, and it just keeps me organized for the week and reduces stress. I always know what I'm making. The other thing that I needed to do on this particular Sunday evening was peel our garlic. Because it's fresh, it doesn't keep well until it's peeled. So I get that done first thing. Monday morning was breakfast, savory breakfast, bread pudding. So we've got some sausage and onions, tomatoes, the eggs with some goat milk, and then all of the cubed up bread that had been sort of in the freezer. Anytime I have some extra, I throw it in the freezer, and I baked that up. And it was a big hit, especially with the kiddo. And this way, we'll eat this for a couple days. I try to only make about 2 or 3 different breakfasts throughout the week. This particular Monday, because we bought all of that beef, I had beef to process. So I get to that as soon as I can on Monday morning before it gets hot and get that all cut up. I've got all my different pieces cut up here. Got some for stir fry, some for stews. I'll grind up a bunch, make more jerky. Here's a little bit of our awesome grinder. We did a review on our Lem Big Bite grinder. So I will actually link that below because this grinder makes life a whole lot easier for me. We eat a lot of ground pork and beef, and this way I can process it pretty quickly. It actually takes me far more time to clean the grinder than it does to grind the meat. So I love it a lot. Typically, we will do large animals all at once, and we'll do huge batches of meat, and I won't be doing this every week or two, but for right now, this is what we're doing. And because I had that fresh beef, we've got some roasted potatoes and broccoli along with the hamburger and some avocado for Monday dinner, which leads me straight to Tuesday. Leftovers. We are big on leftovers for lunch. Everybody loves it. And I've got to finish that garlic. I take the dirty, like, outside peel off on Sunday, and then I'll sit in the evening and I will listen to a podcast and peel my 4 pounds of garlic. Now what I do with the garlic is I mince it up in the food processor and freeze it in these little lumps. It's delicious, and I use it in everything, including hot sauce. So I had to actually cook up some of the hot sauce that I had been fermenting for a couple days because it was ready to go, and now we have 2 more quarts in the fridge. Although by the time I'm actually recording this voiceover, I think we only have like a little bit more than a quart left. We eat a lot of this. It goes on pretty much everything. Everybody loves it. It's super simple. It's pretty easy to make. There you go. We managed to find some sour lemons, which are kind of rare here. So I zested some up, put the zest in the freezer, and all the juice made some delicious lemonade, which was a really nice treat on some hot days. Tuesday taco night is everyone's favorite. We eat tacos or fajitas in some fashion every single week. And I keep asking, is it okay if we have them again? And everyone says, yes, please. So we have some pork tacos, or beef tacos, I think, this week, with some lime cilantro rice. Wednesday breakfast is some fried plantains with a bit of panela, fried eggs, and avocados. And that day I also had to make dog food. Dog food is one of the things I do with the scrap trimmings of the beef from earlier in the week, and I'll link the video below where we talk a little bit more about our dog food, because he really loves it. Now, Wednesday lunch is tacos in a different form. This is our taco bowl, and it's a little bit of an easier way to get everybody their breakfast or their lunch. Now, dinner that night was egg roll in a bowl. Everybody loves egg roll in a bowl. It's delicious. Fry up some ground pork or beef, but I think in this case it was pork, the last of the pork. And we've got chayote, shredded cabbage, and carrots, eggs and green onions, and my batch of sweet chili sauce that got canned up. I used some of that night for the dinner, and then canned up the rest. Breakfast tacos are about as good as dinner tacos around here. Interesting lunch, some slow-cooked sweet chili beef on homemade bread with some pickles on the side. It is not fancy, it is not terribly aesthetic, but it was tasty and filling and kept everybody going. What is tasty, super tasty, is a bit of a treat. I made a panela and plantain cake with some chocolate. Now the chocolate was unsweetened chocolate that I had to melt down and add some sugar to, drizzled that on top before I baked it. And this is all, of course,